There is nothing to fear. Nothing.
The line, tatastha, situated on the line. What is that line? The line between the ocean and the land. This is called tata. Tatastha means to be situated in that line. So this is a philosophical conception of our Vedic tradition, which means that on one side there is samsara, which is the material ocean of worldly existence, and the other side there is the land of the absolute truth, the Dham, the Lord's divine appearance place, or the Lord's pastime place. So the living entity is situated on the marginal line, tatastha, because the living entity is of a higher nature. Apariyam itastvanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yaidam dharyate jagat. The spiritual land is made of cognizance, pure consciousness, eternality and bliss, Sat Chit Ananda. And the living entity is a finite particle of this Sat Chit Ananda, eternality, cognizance and bliss. The Ananda principle, the principle of happiness, joy, that is in the nature of the soul, the principle of the consciousness, Chaitana, Chit, that is in the soul, the principle of eternality, that the soul is never born and never dies. Krishna says, Nainang chindanti sastrani, nainang dahati pavanka, na chainang klediyantyapo, na shosyati maruka, that the soul can never be burnt by any amount of fire, moistened by any amount of water, dried by any wind, or vanquished in any way, cut by any weapon. So the living entity is eternal. Dehinos minyatha dehi koma ramyovanam jadat tha dehantara praptir dirastatra namuyati. That as the soul, it migrates from one body to another. And as we go through different phases of life, from boyhood to youth to old age, and then we go on to another body, in the same way, the soul is migrating. But at the same time, as we are changing through these different phases of life, the soul is always the same and is present. The nature of samsara, the ocean of material existence, is that it is always transitory, it's temporary, and we are wandering throughout the 8,400,000 species of life, sometimes in a high species of life, like a royalty, or like a great celebrity, or even like a heavenly demigod, sometimes like an ant. Samsara, we are now in samsara. Samsara is made up of 8 elements. Bhumirapo nalo vayukam mano buddhire vachahankara ityang me vina prakritir astada. Krishna says in the Gita that there are 8 elements: earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. So we are not our mind, we are not this body. The body is made up of these 5 elements: earth, matter, earth, water, fire, and ether. We are not that. We are not the hand, we are not the eye, we are not the feet. We say I, foot. We don't say I, foot, we say my foot. We possess it, but we are not it. So we are not of these 5 material elements, and we're not the subtle elements, the mind, intelligence, and ego. Krishna says we are beyond that. Apariyam istastvamyam. There's a higher principle, a higher Shakti, which is the living entity. And he is from that spiritual land, Satchit Ananda land. So we are coming from that land, that abode, and that's why we are said to be from Tatastha. So when you ask where are we from, we are from Tatastha.